premenopausal, you meditated already, right?
Yes.
Is that you've been meditating, and it,
Yeah. So you
that,
are asking about my. That is a very strange thing. I never had any kind of this kind of premenopausal or menopausal symptoms. It abruptly stopped one day. So when I was 48 years, I guess, suddenly I still remember in 2019 May it stopped. That is the last time I ever got. It just like that stopped. I had 2 months before I had this. I don't think you will know about it. There is something called Kundalini. I had that one experience. After that, it stopped.
and
So there was.
emotionally you were fine.
I was fine. I didn't have any kind of problems.
I think it's a meditation, and
Yeah,
No,
yeah. I
all that.
no, need not be. My wife also meditates, but she is having pre-menopause issues. So it need not be that meditation or medication or whatever it is going to do something. But in the case of Lata, she's been lucky. That's what I can tell you.
Mm-mm.
That's the best way to put it. Her conditions have brought her in such a way that gone. So, like in my wife's case, she's been counting. Oh, this month and next month, and all of that.
I was surprised actually. So because I had this 2019 January in our office. This is there is a health checkup. So when I went to the health checkup, they were asking me whether you have any symptoms and so on. And I said no, nothing at all. Then they said, you're still more far away from actual stopping. And then in by May it stopped. I'm happy it's not there anymore.
So maybe I've been thinking about it. I think the person that's so easygoing since birth, some people are very easygoing, and some people are very, it's like sensitive to everything. I had a twin patient yesterday. Oh, they're so difficult. But then her sister, I've seen them since they were 6 months old. Her sister, older one, is just extremely easygoing. So I could see, I'm just staring at these twins, and I told the mother, I said, they remind me of myself at that age. So I can tell you, if they don't get out of it, their life's not going to be fun. So I just made that comment, and then I shocked when I said that, because I'm getting better, but I'm not far from who I was at that age. So no wonder I'm suffering. No wonder everything I get irritated, So I pay attention to little thing. Everything is bothering me. And last night I texted. I was planning for many trips. Interestingly, I bought ticket to Japan and Vietnam in June, and then I have to search and bought the hotel, and then I was searching for other, like December, I just bought ticket for Hawaii and all, and then I'm like, okay, in February I have a week, and April I have a week. What am I doing? And I went nuts. So I texted my friend. I said, okay, I bought 2 trips already. So you guys join me if you want. And then I made a comment. I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this because I'm into Dharma. And one day I'm going to drop all this and there's no more trips. And yeah, I just put it in there. So you guys join me before I get there, my friends. And then I said, hopefully one day I make because I'm getting tired of planning. I'm getting tired of going to the resorts. I want to see places now. I don't want to just go there and relax and enjoy the luxury anymore. I want to see places. And I said, I hope I'll turn my house into a resort one day. And I put mentally. So I don't have to go through the full remodel to make my house a resort, because that's what I have in my mind. And I've been meeting with the contractor. I mean the designer and people, and so that. Sorry, I need to turn this off. So that and then I see so much pain.
Huh.
Hi, Ari, you.
Hello. Good
Yeah.
morning.
Oh,
Good evening.
so what happened is that I flew over LA and I'm going round and round and wanted to land in SFO. I couldn't do that.
Harry was
Oh,
wondering
okay.
what is that.
Harry, you know what
So
happened
anyway.
is that we started our journey early, okay, and we
Yeah.
were waiting for you, and then she directly jumped into the topic. I said that I'm flying around. I've still
Yeah.
not got the permission to land or take off. So
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
um,
Thank you.
and
right.
wow. So I'll just finish it really quickly.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I
Good.
said I just don't want to go through the pain of remodeling anymore. I decided it's just too much work for me. So I'd rather work on my mind and hopefully turn my house into a resort. So I don't have to go to the resort, So that's what I'm going through. And I have faith I will get there, but I don't know how, when.
Okay, good.
So
May your
yeah.
wish come true.
Thank you.
May country come true.
Yeah. But now back to I see pain and everything, dukkha and everything. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, so that's the topic.
So now LU is on, so we can listen about this.
Okay.
Thanks for waiting. Thanks so much for waiting.
No worries. So I and Ariu have been talking, chatting on WhatsApp, and I'm driving him nuts. So I thought that let me clear that off for him. So what is dukkha? So general English word is suffering, but actually it's not suffering. Suffering is one of the most nearest word. Actually, dukkha is from two words in Pali and Sanskrit. If we take it, is from du is bad, akha means from which sense it's coming onto you. So let's say I see a bad object on the road. Okay, I don't like that object, and then I'm seeing it. So now I have a feeling that it's not okay. Let's say there's a traffic pileup, okay, and I don't like it. That is dukkha. It's not about suffering. You're not suffering. It's not about whether you suffer or you don't suffer. You have to take the pain. Now, the pain now is you have to wait till the turn comes or till the vehicle moves and all of that. No matter how much you've planned, how much things have happened, right? So this is a easy example of what is that. So there are three kinds of dukkha. So when we say dukkha, it doesn't mean that everything is a suffering or life is a suffering and all that. That is an overall image what we create. That especially when we talk about Buddha teaching. Some time ago, I and Lata, we had spoken over it, and then she wanted to know what is Buddha teaching, and then started with dukkha. She said, "All the pain. I don't like this." Okay, initially when we were talking about it. So basically, it's not about the suffering. It's nothing like you keep on suffering forever. Then there is no relief from that suffering, no matter what you do, because you're going to suffer forever in any given way, right? So basically, there are three kinds of suffering. In the three kinds, first portion is slightly confusing because it talks as dukkha dukkha, the two dukkhas, right? So then it becomes even more weird, and people generally get stuck there. They're not able to go beyond, and a lot of meanings and discussions, and there are forums for that, and that itself is dukkha. Going through all of those comments and that. And there is something called as Sankhara dukkha, and then there's Viparinama dukkha. These are the three dukkhas. So you don't have to remember the Pali words and all that. So let's understand what it really means. The first the first is the dukkha, then Sankhara and Viparinama is the three kinds of things which happen. And the dukkha is the pain, what you undergo. Okay, so now we come to the first one. That is where I and you have been discussing. So now, what is this dukkha dukkha? Okay, the sankhara dukkha, like that is dukkha dukkha. What it really means is that if you take the paticca samutpada or dependent origination, there is, once you are born, you will go through the body pain. You cannot exclude it. Let's say you go to yoga, where Aryu has now joined and he has sent me some photographs. It's nice to see that you and he are connected on the yoga studio. I liked it. But then the body aches. You just cannot do the yoga without aching your body. And the more it aches, the better it is. Right? And then you can stretch. So you need to heat it up, and then you can basically bend or do whatever you want to do. So now that is the dukkha. Meaning you have to maintain the body. You just cannot use it without maintaining it. It can be a vehicle, can be a home, can be refrigerator or a washing machine or a dishwasher or whatever you take. You have to maintain. The moment there is an ownership given to you, you come into maintenance. So now you're maintaining this body. You have to feed it, you have to take care of it, you have to make it take a bath, and then brush your teeth, and then put some food into the mouth, and then do all of those things again and again and again, like you do with the dishwasher or with the cooler or whatever you have. Right? So, and you need to take it for a walk, you need to take it for a yoga, you need to do for this and that, and from morning till evening you're supposed to be doing activity for this body. And it pains. You cannot maintain a posture for a long period of time. So after sitting like this, you stretch and you change your posture, you do this, you do that, like Tina, what you're trying to do, the same thing, right? So now, if you were so happy with your body, you wouldn't have been doing all of those funny things, right? So you have to keep on doing, and then might be able to do it, might not be able to do it. So I get up, ouch, there's a pain in my back, and now I need to stretch and do all that fun things. So Aryu's question was, you mean to say that this dukkha is always physical? Right? That was his question when the last time we spoke or chatted, not spoke. So most of it is physical, not mental. Okay. Now, physical in the sense, in what thing are we talking about? So there is one sutta which I can share later. It's like itchy. So there is one sutta of that where Buddha explains that this whole body is itchy. Think that it is itchy. Okay, now the question comes, what is itchy there, or what is that happening? You have to keep on scratching it. Simple. Okay, now a mosquito sits there, it sucks blood. Now you have to scratch. Then the skin becomes dry, you need to wet it. So you need to put an oil or some cream or something, you need to be doing that. So he says, Rupati iti rupa. That means that which gets afflicted is rupa. So when I say form, or when I say dukkha of the body, you need to keep on doing something with it. Like Tina, you're now scratching your arm. Say you have to keep on doing it, and you will do it involuntarily. Something is there, so you keep on doing it, and then some irritation here, there, like what Aryu is doing, and all of that we will be doing. These are called as gestures, but you would be doing it. And another funny problem: if you want to explain something without putting your hands and doing this and that, you cannot speak also. So somebody were to tie our hands and legs and ask us to speak, you're not able to speak. That's even more funny. And if they close your eyes, you cannot speak at all. You got the point? Because it is afflicted. It has a problem of getting into something or the other. So the wind and the heat, they keep on shifting in the body. And hence there is movement of the solid and the liquid, and that creates disturbance. So you keep on moving this that to make that balance. So when we sit for long hours, if you have seen, you get irritated, and the base where you're sitting will be so hot that you will not be able to tolerate. So you have to get up, basically. And when you get up, you can't stand for long. So it again you have to sit. Now, after getting up and sitting down, you have to lie down. And after lying down, you can't lie down forever. So you have to again get up. And after getting up, again you have to sit. And again sitting, you have to again lie down. So this whole exercise you keep on doing. Yes, Arif.
Thanks for explaining dukkha. I think one general confusion I have is that I don't want to jump too far ahead to Sankhara dukkha, but a lot of the maintenance work that we do, even breathing, right? Even breathing when we feel like the nostrils are obstructed, even breathing is like a lot of pain. So a lot of the maintenance work to me falls into Sankhara dukkha because those are efforts that we have to take. So I guess I have a little confusion here between
Yes.
where the boundaries are.
So there is Mahavedala Sutta and there is the Chula Vedala Sutta. If in that there is a question, direct question. There's a direct question is, what is breathing? What kind of dukkha is? He says Sankhara, not Sankhara, sorry, Kaika. So it's Kaya Sankhara. Right. So what it means is that the in-breath and out-breath is related to body, and hence it's Kaya. But yet Sankhara. So now we're jumping from that to this. So the breath is a connection between the body and the mind. Right? So you require breath for body, you require breath for the mind. That's how these two guys gets connected. It's like asking this question: Mac is there in the laptop or Mac is there in the software? Which is correct now? Now, obviously without hardware, they cannot be Mac. Right? But Mac is not there in the hardware. Now, without hardware, they cannot be Mac. In the same way, without the body, the mind cannot be there. But only mind exists? No. Rupa has to be there. Right? So this linking thing is a problem now. Okay. So what we can do now is the breath can be treated as kaya and also part of the mano. But it is not mano sankhara. There's no feeling and perception. And that's the reason he gives clarity there, that when you look at it, the breathing, the body is moving, and hence it is more of body. So now where the dukkha in breath? If you have common cold, you'll not be able to breathe. If you have shortness of the breath, you'll not able to breathe. Whether it is high altitude or have some heart issue or this kind of pulmonary issue, it's got nothing to do with your mind. It's more at the physical level. So the person will, so they'll start to make those noise. It's nothing to do with his mind per se. Are you clear? Are you? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. So now the first thing, the question asked was, or the whole episode of this discussion was that what does Arhat feel? Does he feel any dukkha at all or no dukkha? So it means he is done. Okay, all right. I'm an Arhat. Now I'm released. Yes, you're released in the mind, not in the physical body. You'll still undergo the pain. You'll undergo the suffering of the body. So even Buddha, in many suttas, he says that I am having sore back, so I'll take rest. Okay, and there are many suttas which he talks about. That is, the pain is unbearable. There's a lot of suttas he says that I'm not able to take this pain. This one thing I can't take is the pain. Right? So if then the question comes, then the Buddha wouldn't have got liberated at all. Yes, he is liberated in the mind, but not in the body. That body pain is going to be there. No matter what anybody says so, what he can do is he can enter into jhana and forget about it. But then he cannot say that there's no pain at all. Right? That's not possible. Yeah.
So I guess I think that's a great example of the Buddha saying the back pain. So I think my understanding, so why I had this whole conversation with Harsha is because I think the Buddha wouldn't be suffering because of the
Yes.
because of the back pain, right? So he's not going to be my back is paining. Now what do I do? He's not going to be suffering like that.
That struggle is not going to be there. But
right. So
yeah, go ahead.
So for me, the back is paining is more like what you said. The traffic light is red. He's just gonna have to deal with it. He's just gonna have to sit there and wait for the traffic light to turn green. But
Right.
there's no disturbance of any kind.
There's no mental disturbance. So one arrow is going to be there all the time. That arrow is going to be there. That pain is going to be there. Right? So the two arrows, one by the physical, one by the mind. Having born, you're going to go through this physical arrow. So one is hunger, one is thirst. Two arrows are going to be there all the time. You just cannot escape it. You can't say, oh, you know what? Now I have become Arhata. Now tomorrow no hunger. Sorry, sir. Just 1 hour from the time you became Arhat, you take your bowl and ask, okay, please give me some food. I am not able to sit. And if they give food, okay. They don't give food, the pain arises in the stomach. It's not going to say, hey, excuse me, you're an Arhat, so hunger. Today I decided to resign and go away. Now you will not be feeling any longer hungry. Sorry, you're going to feel hungry. So 4 things cannot be removed. One is food, hunger with thirst. That cannot be removed. Second thing. Yes. Yes, Tina, go ahead. You are on mute. Again, it is on mute. It's on mute. Yeah. Now it's fine.
I thought you said 4 things and you counted only 3 things.
No. I'm going to tell all the 4. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say all the 4.
So the first thing is food and hunger.
No. Hunger is there. Thirst is there. So you require food. Water as a food and food as a solid food as a food. So you require both of them to quench your hunger. Okay. Then the second one is shelter. You just cannot go on the streets and do whatever you want. You have to stay somewhere. And third one, you need to have a minimal clothing with you. The reason being that the mosquitoes are going to bite you, the flies and the so many dust and sun and rain and heat and all of that. And the fourth one medicine you require. You just cannot say, hey, you know what, I have now become an arhat, so I don't think so I require medicines. Sorry, you need to carry the medicine. So the four requisites are going to be there. Arhat or no arhat, these four things are going to be there. Yes, Aryu?
Yes, I think now it's clarified a lot. I think a lot of the confusion initially with the discussion is that I take dukkha to mean suffering. I mean, we're not talking directly about suffering. I think a dukkha, actually, we use the English word suffering. So when Harsha said there's suffering for arhat, I disagree because I feel like there's no suffering involved,
Yes.
which is the second arrow. But then it comes to dukkha. So it creates almost synonymous. So then there's a confusion of whether there's dukkha or not.
Right, absolutely. So out of the three dukkha, two dukkhas are not there. The first one remains. So there is no sankhara dukkha. Now when it comes to sankhara, there are the five senses create sankhara. So through the eyes, I create a sankhara, through the ears, through the nose, through the tongue, and through the body, and all added together, mind. So I create sankhara. So when Buddha says sabba sankhara samatho, what he's trying to say is that tranquil the sankharas. Don't do the sankharas. But what is it? What does it really mean? What do you mean by sankhara? It's again from two words, sankaroti. Actually, there's a definition itself, sankaroti iti sankhara, means sun, S-A-N, sun, means that with intention, with gaining or losing something. You do something where you feel there is a gain or a loss. These are two things. And karoti is to do. So I do something through the eyes that I pick up that and it becomes my property. So the sight is there. It cannot come to me. So I take the eye, that is the consciousness, takes the eye, that object, it keeps it in itself. Say that now I got it. Here, the sound is just a sound. Like, somebody calls my name Vilas and then I feel I am Vilas, right? And that is what I have taken. So the physical body is taken to be Vilas because the sound is Vilas. It's not, there's a body which came as Vilas. No. Only the sound came. But I now feel what I heard as Vilas is me. And this is the Sankhara. Okay. This is dukkha now. Why? Because you have to keep on holding on to it. I have to hold on to that. Right? Now, if somebody comes and she says, I'm your wife, I have to hold on to it now. There's no way I can say, excuse me, you're not my wife. And she says, excuse me, what did you say? And I say, no, you're not my wife. She says, look, we both signed up this, we got married, you remember? I now say, yeah, I remember. On so and so date. And by the way, today is our anniversary, so you didn't bring me cake and we didn't enjoy and all that. So now she reminds me that I've got married, right? So that's the Sankhara. Okay. Now there is the third one, Biparinama. This is the most important thing, which again, there's a lot of problem because of the word. And that is a Pali Sanskrit that people get stuck. Parinama is expected. You expected the result and it has happened, that is Parinama. Viparinama is unexpected result. You expected something, it came out to be something else. This is basically an environmental cost, not necessarily that you did something to it. Let's say you wanted to go to a movie and you bought the ticket, and then when you went there, the review was very good, but when you went there, the movie you didn't like. Because that was not as per what it was supposed to be, and hence you are hurt. That was the worst movie I could ever watch. And that's Viparinama. Something similar to, I didn't anticipate a rain and then I've caught in the rain. Then I didn't like this or like that, and all of those, I didn't go as per my expectation. No matter how much I planned, the flight got cancelled, or there's a delay, or whatever, layover, this, that, all that comes under Viparinama. So when we say Viparinama, the sight you have anticipated it to be here suddenly falls down here. Now you can't bring this up here. You have to bring your sight down and the ear down. Like, all have to be made down at that point in time. Let's say I want to go to Hawaii on a holiday, and on that day tsunami arrived. Now what happens? The sight what I'm seeing is totally different. I had a different image of Hawaii, and Ariu has been telling me that I need to visit Hawaii. So I have booked my flight and gone there. The entire building is with water and we don't have anything to eat. Now what happens? Sight is not good, sound is not good, taste is not good, smell is not good, touch is not good. It's not as per expectation. Nobody expected an earthquake happening near Japan, and it triggered. So Hawaii is very close. So now what do? It was unexpected. Anything that is unexpected result, which you think or I think would have given the expected one, in job or in employment or in business or in whatever you do or whichever country you are staying in, that is Viparinama. So what an arhat will do will never have the Sankhara and Viparinama, because he's not associated with it. He doesn't have any expectation. So there is nothing to anticipate there. So there's no Viparinama. Since he doesn't do any Sankhara at all, then there is nothing other than Nibbana, because Sankharas only create this problem. So if you don't have Sankharas, then you don't have any other problem, right? So that if you do something, in Sanskrit it is called a samskara. So you do something about it, and then that something gives you all the problem of the six senses. If you were not to do it at all, then you are released. So the arhat is like that. So that's what it is. So now coming to your question, Tina, it's a nice thing what you have put there. Everything is not dukkha. First thing we need to know, what is dukkha? That's the first thing. Dukkha is nothing but the pain you need to take for making A into B. So what Buddha calls that as ittha bhava, anyatha bhava, thisness, otherwiseness. Okay, you need to do this, else it turns otherwise. If you don't exercise, you'll become sick. Not to become sick, you have to exercise. Right? In order not to feel or not to beg, you need to earn. If you don't earn, you're going to beg. Now that's the option open. Not to suffer or to heat or cold or whatever, you need to have a heater. If not, you're going to have that. So not to lose employment or job, you need to study or you need to have a profession. If you don't have that necessary qualification, you'll not be in profession. So the being is moving between the ittha bhava, thisness, else it turns otherwise. Not to turn otherwise, he has to put this, which is of dukkha. You got the point? If he doesn't do that, that is guaranteed dukkha. In order not to get that, you have to do this. So now let's say it's very hot. I can sit like this. How long? Until the whole body becomes wet. And then the mosquitoes and the flies and all that will start biting me because they get food. Now to escape from the flies and mosquitoes and all that, I need to put a fan. Otherwise they're going to bite me crazy. So it became otherwise. In order not to get bitten by flies and mosquitoes and all those things, I need to wear something. But if it is hot, what will I wear? If I wear on top of whatever I am having, the whole whatever I am wearing will become even more filled with water or sweat. It's going to stink like that. So it's not that there is pain, there's suffering. It is you need to take the pain for doing anything in life because you want to escape the otherwise. So you have to be doing. So you're doing your employment or you're doing your business or you're running your show because it turns otherwise. So if you want to stay in Los Altos, you have to do all of that. There's nothing you can do about it. Unless you move your home from Los Altos to, let's say, Carmel in Indiana, where it is very cheap to stay. Or at least at that time it was cheaper. I don't know about now. Let's say. Or I go to Pennsylvania or to Georgia or wherever I go, which is a cheaper place to stay. Then it is fine. Or I go into God-forsaken land where nobody is there. Then I open my business. We are open. To whom it is open. Right? So there are human beings. I have put a board there. Billboard says, if you want a smile, come here. Who's there to smile? There's no human being there. So if you want to be in the place where you are, you need to be doing what you're doing. There's no excuse saying that, now that I've come into Dhamma, then it's all suffering and all that. No, you're not suffering. It turns otherwise. So to stop otherwise, you have to do this. Right? That's the thing. Now, where is the relief then? The relief is in the second and third. You don't do sankharas. You don't have Biparinama. You just don't expect anything to happen. And then you just do for the heck of doing it. Because you have to earn for a living. You have to take a shelter. You have to have a clothing. You have to have a medicine. And whichever country you are in. I am in India, so whatever is required, I need to do it. You are in America, so you have to do whatever is required in that country. You can't escape and saying that, hey, you know what? I don't want to do this. That's not possible. And it's not feasible also. Forget about being possible. It's not feasible. So the basic aim of Buddha Dhamma or any Dhamma whatsoever is not to suffer in the mind. That's simple as that. So you should not get sloth and torpor because it's not dukkha. And sloth is the worst dukkha you can ever have. Because it will not make you move anywhere. You say, anyway, who cares? That lady comes to my shop, let her come. It doesn't come. No. Like I have joined this company, I can't say whether I'm doing this or doing that. How does it matter? Tomorrow anyway we're going to die. Nobody is going to be alive. And what's the fun? And now I have found out that everybody is dying. And then because everybody is dying, so then I don't require a family. Then I don't have to eat. It looks stupidity actually. No. The fact of life is everything is going to come to an end. All the journeys are going to end. for sure. And hence, don't expect anything to happen from that journey. Everybody's journey is going to come to an end. It's not that my journey will end and yours will not end, or everybody's journey is going to come to an end. Simple. So I need to take care of my teeth. I need to take care of my teeth. If I go to my dentist and she says, Vilas, how many times have told you to do this? And I say that, look, my dear madam, I'll tell you, this is the last time I'm telling you. After I got in touch with Buddha Dhamma, I've understood the suffering. That anyway, teeth is suffering. So I have decided not to do anything about the teeth. But I have to eat, right? For that, the teeth is there. So now I look at thisness and otherwiseness. To have this food, you need to have teeth. Otherwise, no teeth. Now I can't eat, right? So then I have to go to the dentistry and they are going to put artificial teeth. But teeth is required. Whether I believe in teeth or I don't believe in teeth, I am following this Dhamma or no Dhamma, teeth is required. Right? To eat. I can't say, now I have decided from today I'm not going to eat. No, sorry, sir. 20 minutes down that whatever I made a vow that I'm not going to be eating, 20 minutes down the line, the stomach will say, you are going to eat, otherwise I'm going to kill you. Okay? Please. Now I go to my wife, I just take back my promise, so I need something to eat. That's not feasible. That's not permissible. So you have to do all of that. So your business, how you want to run, you have to run. Knowing very well that you're doing it for a living. There's nothing in there. There's no value in there. But you need to do that. It's just like a movie. You have an action to be done in that movie. Before coming to that theater, you should have decided that I don't want to enter into this drama of life. Having entered, there's no way you can exit. You have to finish your roles. So you're doing a role of a mother, you're doing a role of an entrepreneur, you're doing a role of this, you're doing a role of wife, you're doing a role of a neighbor, you're doing a role of whatever you want to do a role. You're doing a role. And you're going to the yoga teacher, sort of yoga class, or you're a yoga student, and that's your role. So you need to do whatever is been asked to do. So you have to follow all of that. And that's it. But don't take anything to your heart. It's a role. After the movie ends, that it doesn't matter. But don't take anything to your heart, saying that, hey, I'm the mother. No. You are playing the role of the mother. That's all. You're playing the role of a boss to your subordinates. So as you should be to those subordinates, you should be. You can't say that, like what your consultant has said is very correct. You can't raise your hands and say, I don't care. No, you have to do, because they're reporting to you. So you have to do all that is required. But be compassionate to them that they are also doing the same roles. So you are catching that person by the role, that you are not doing the role properly. You're supposed to come to the clinic at this time. You have to go out of the clinic at this time. You have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I found that you're not doing 3 and 4. So I'm asking you to correct it. Otherwise, you can go elsewhere. That's fair. That's how we all need to do. I think, Tina, your video is frozen. Unless I'm seeing something else. Aryu, you are able to...
I'm seeing it too.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it too.
Okay. So that's all on the
very
dukkha.
Concerned. Tina looks very concerned. And
Yeah, she looks very concerned.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear Villa. It was breaking up so much, and I changed my into my phone data instead of my Wi-Fi.
Okay. So that's all on the dukkha. So there's nothing like you have suffering. Life is a suffering. No, it's not like that. Then there's no point in following Buddha. We just have to throw it out, saying that, okay, this is a painful thing, right? Because what is a relief then? If everything is going to be painful, then there's no relief at all, right? It's like saying everything is predetermined, right? So what all your actions are exactly predetermined. So then who gets liberation? If everything is predetermined, if everything is going to go like a clock, then who gets liberated in the first place? Because not everything is predetermined, you have a choice to make, and those choices when you make create sankharas, and those sankharas are the one which create problem. You start the sankhara, so you will not have any problem. So he says sankhara samato sabbupadi patinisaggo. That means don't possess anything as yours. There's nothing yours about it. You're just doing a role. Right. So in your case, you are in the States and you are doing a role of whatever you're doing, and then you're gone by the country and the norms of that country and all that, and you're going to do that. Simple. There's nothing like I say, from today I decide not to do it. Sorry, you have to do it. So if you have to drive your car on the right side of the road, and they are going to do it. If you come to India to drive on the left side of the road, then you are going to do that. You just cannot say that. Or when I come to the States, I cannot say that, no, I have been driving on the left, so let me drive on the left. And the other guy will say that, have you gone mad? I say, you have gone mad because in my country I drive like this, so you better drive like what I am driving. No, I have to do what is supposed to be done. So I need to take the pain of learning how to drive in America. I need to take that pain. It becomes otherwise. Otherwise, what is going to happen? I'm going to be meeting with an accident, and maybe I won't be available to talk also. Right? So we need to do all that we have to do. Even if I were to quit the job, I still have to do what I'm supposed to do. Is to clean the home or the monastery or whatever I have. Let's say I call this home as my resort, like you said, right? So this is my resort or monastery, whatever it is. And I make this room as only room, right? I don't have to go outside, and I lock myself up. Like in the COVID times, and then they used to give the plate at home, at the room itself, and then you take your plate and eat and keep it back, something like that. If I were to implement, I still have to clean the plate. That's job I have to do. So no exemption. Like in the Buddhata, in the lot of suttas, Buddha has given work of 18 hours for the bhikkhus for mindfulness. So they have to wash the clothes, they have to put it for dry, they have to clean the rooms or the lodgings. They shouldn't put their shit anywhere. So night soil shouldn't be thrown here and there. It has to be covered. Urination should be done in a proper place. All of that. Lot of Vinaya. 227 of them. And 234 for men. 234 for women and 227 for men. So you have to follow all of that rules. And then I might ask question, why so many rules? I have to follow the rules. So there's norms. That is pain actually, right? I need to follow. No exemption. So if I join a company, there is a rule. If you start a business, there is a rule. If you do something, there is a rule. So you have to follow the norm and the rules and all of that. But the difference, that dukkha you take, but don't take the other two dukkha. Don't take the mental
Expect, expect, and one more. The two
Sankhara.
other dukkha.
That is
Sankhara.
Sankhara. What is the Sankhara? Is doing something through willful action, that I need this, I need the sight to be like this, I need the sound to be like this, I need to be taste to be like that. You don't have.
Okay.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that if your employee is not doing what he or she is supposed to do, and you say, anyway, it is a bad sound and bad sight, bad smell, bad taste, so I will not do anything. No. You need to do all that what is required, and then it creates the energy. So there is no sloth. If we don't do what we are doing, then it creates sloth. So you'll become, who cares? And that's not Buddha Dhamma at all. No, not at all. Sometimes we get into that stage where we feel that, oh, everything is suffering and everything is like this, and I shouldn't be doing that, I shouldn't be doing this. No. Don't do in the mind. The practice I need to have, Tina, is when I see you, your name is Tina on the body, just to identify. But there is no Tina out there. I shouldn't have that in the mind. Simple. So when I see Ariyu, I need to know that the body is named Ariyu, and I need to call him Ariyu or whatever he's been named by his parents, and then he will respond to it, right? So this person, this being is playing the role of Ariyu in the first place, right? There is no Ariyu in the first place. So that being who is inside this body is playing the role of Ariyu. Now there are certain norms. If you're a friend, you should do this. If you're this, if you're that, and all that. So this being is remembering all of that and doing all that what is required. So for which there is an education. Oh, okay, you meet a friend, you have to do this way. If you're meeting a colleague, you need to do that way. You need to do this. So all these are scripted ones. So you have to play as per the script. So there's no need to become angry, or there's no need to become agitated or concerned or happy or sad or whatever it is. I don't have to do that. I'm just playing my role. If I play the role, and that's it, over. So there is no Sankhara. So there's no Dukkha now. The Dukkha comes if I consider myself to be that role. Right? See, Ariyu is bringing up his son. The son is another being. Is not really a son out there. He will now never find a son there. He'll find a being out there, and that being will do all kind of things. Something is not liked by Ariyu, and some things which is liked by Ariyu. So what he needs to do is to coach that being. Look, if you were to be here, you need to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But he has to teach. He can't say, wait a second, it's all dukkha. So whatever he do, let him do. No. But you shouldn't have hatredness in the mind. You shouldn't have jealousy or all of that in the mind. And we need to know that if a person were to hit you or do something to you, don't cause the second and the third one to appear. Meaning, don't create anger in you because of that Sankhara. Right? And you know, that is the thing all about it. Okay, 8:13. So I think we are almost done with this short thing, unless we have something more to discuss. And Lata wanted to go out at 8:15. You can carry on, not an issue. And I will drop down at 8:30.
There's a lot of clarity in this talk.
Okay, so this, you can for sure know that any person will have one dukkha, one arrow. That's going to be there till the end. But the second arrow, which is mental, is released. There is no arrow at all of greed or hatred and delusion. Raga, dvesha, moha, all the three are not there. And because all the three are not there, it cannot cause any flutter in the mind. So the pain comes in the body, he knows there is pain. This is just a pain. It's not my pain. He doesn't make it as my pain. My leg is paining. Whichever leg it is leg only, right? It's not, if it is somebody's leg, It's not going to pain, but my leg will pain. No. If that person leg also is there, it will pain, and my leg also is going to pain. So when you do the yoga asana or the yoga postures, whoever does on the first day will have pain. It's not only his leg will have pain or his hand will have pain and nobody else will have pain. No. And everybody's pain is the pain only, and they can't show it. Even if you were to show, hey, look, I'm having pain here. Where? I can't see it. But I am feeling the pain. But I can't see the pain. I can keep on arguing with Aryu, let's say. But first day, if I were to do the stretching, next day when I get up, I get sore here, everywhere. Right? That's the nature of the body, nothing that I'm doing. So there is no mental pain. He just knows, this is pain. Now when I stretch again, there is no pain. So now he knows I don't have a pain. So now what does it know? It knows pain. It knows no pain. That's all. The second one, the mind, will come and say, this is your pain. You are in pain. And now the problem starts. The first one is forgotten. Now the second one keeps on running. Even though the pain is gone, now I keep on thinking why it happened, how it happened. Maybe I should have warmed up. I didn't warm up, and that's the reason I wanted to inform Tina that this yoga is not that good for me. You should have asked me to join after a few days. You didn't do that, and all of that is mental pain. So if Aryu becomes Arhat, what's going to happen is that he's going to say, I'm having pain here, there, whatever it is, but it's not bothered about it.
Yeah, it's like I'm watching another person.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Bye-bye. Yes, you are watching another person.
Yeah, I'm watching another person having pain. It doesn't feel like my pain. There's pain.
That's just pain. That's just pain.
There's pain, hence I cannot do this. It's like a red light is on, hence I cannot move. But there's no. Yeah.
Yes. Right. So it's not your pain. It's just a pain. Right? So, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the translation of dukkha, suffering. I mean, I keep hearing about the clarification. It's not, but still the mind keeps defaulting back to thinking it's as suffering. Hence, a lot of confusion arises because of that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Yeah.
So we need to do what
Thank
we are
you.
supposed to do. You need to go to the office, you need to
Yeah.
work, you need to eat, you need to dress up, you need to have fruits, you need to have nutrition, you need to exercise, you need to do all of that. So I was telling Ariu that you need to exercise. Otherwise, your body will become so tight that you feel like sleeping. So you can't meditate. So unless you exercise, there's no energy. The virya has to be there. So I need to exercise. There's no exemption. No matter.
But not because, yeah.
Yeah, I completely
That's it.
ignored that aspect for many years. I used to do some exercise, but I slowly kind of given them up. I was like, what's that much of a point? I can just try to sit there. But then I realized as I don't have exercise, I cannot really get into samadhi as well. Because the basic energy level isn't there. It's like a deaf person.
Right.
Cannot do anything.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, a good realization. Oh, sorry, Tina, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, I just
Finish
want
your
to
thought.
say a good realization I have lately is that if I feel like I don't want to do something, it's not meaningful. That's what I got a lot in the past few years, right? When I go to work, I barely do anything. It's like, so much work. What's the point? Then now I'm seeing it. If some duty is given to you and it's supposed to be done, if you're not doing it and you're just putting it off to you're causing other people pain, right? And more importantly, I think the rejection of doing the work is actually a Sankhara dukkha, of a rejection. And that's a mental pain I'm taking because I don't like what's given to me. as I'm rejecting it, and that's what that's the suffering I'm actually having. So if there's no rejection, I'm just gonna do whatever is here. If I finish it, it's okay. If I don't finish it, it's also okay. But I will keep doing it if it's on my plate. Then there's no suffering of that sort.
Right. Absolutely right. So we need to keep
Just
on
like exercising. Yeah.
Yes. So we need to keep on doing all exercise, eating, drinking water, and all of that. These are sankharas where even arhat is not exempted. Even Buddha is not exempted. Right? And he used to go on long walks with his back pain. See, at that time, they never had a car where they can just drive from this corner to that corner. So all the places he has visited is by walk. Okay. And he has used the abhinya, that is, he has used psychic powers to move from one to another, but not all the time. Right? Only when emergency was there, when Moggallana is not able to do something, and then he appears. When somebody else asks him, why don't you come right now? I don't know, then he's there. But that doesn't mean that he just flashing all his psychic powers. Hey, I'll show you something great. You know what? Now I found how to fly. He's not done that. So
he has to go with the monks too, right? He cannot just leave all the monks behind.
yes, so he has gone at the pace, walked for a few days in the sense months together from one place to another. Right? So
but what Buddha is what Buddha is exempt of is that he hasn't been committing more sankhara to create karma, so he has to get back again.
Yes.
Take this pain again.
Yes.
So this is the last pain.
Yeah, this is the last
he has
pain
to
of this
take.
body. So that's the reason he says jati pi dukkha. When you're born with this dukkha itself. There's nothing else other than this dukkha. You have to keep on managing it now. Right? So you bought the car. What will you do? You have to keep on maintaining it. You just cannot say that, hey, you know what? Today I decided no car. Okay, great. Then tomorrow how will you go? Oh, shucks, I didn't think about it. No. You require the car. I just cannot come on the road and then try to cross the freeway or whatever way it is. I cannot do it. I require a transport. Right? So somebody needs to drive me or I need to drive.
But why most people see these things like maintenance as painful? It's because the second component is there. It's because the mental suffering is there.
Yes.
That's why we see it as pain.
Yes.
If the mental suffering is not there, it's just the pain, and there's no rejection of it.
It's a pain. So now a flight getting delayed is a pain. The flight not taking off is a pain. The flight has taken off also is a pain. If I were to fly from India to United States, it's going to take 18 hours. And if I take one single flight from Bangalore to San Francisco, it is 18 hours flight. I need to sit 18 hours in a seat. It's going to land it's going to take time forever. Right? It leaves at 4 a.m. in the morning, and then I'm going to reach next day in the evening of America, which is morning of India. That is today like a 24 hours gone. By the time I come out, let's say if I were to fly and meet both of you, then that's what it takes. And by the time I take if you guys were to come and pick me up, and then if I see you guys, and then it will be around 21 hours after I sat in the flight. That pain has to be taken.
Even if you get into jhana and escape a lot of the pain of the boring of the flight, but after you get off, your leg will probably still
Exactly.
have
The
pain.
only thing I can do is right from the starting of the takeoff till the landing, I can be in the jhana. So the mind is totally cut off. So I don't require food. I don't require water. I don't require anything, anywhere, anything to be done. So I can have a jhana, 18 hours, just fly by and then say, oh, we are now landing into San Francisco. I hear, wow, we are in San Francisco. But if I'm Arhat, there's nothing called wow, San Francisco. There's nothing called San Francisco. It's
So,
just flight
yeah.
lands. Flight lands and I get out and then the immigration and then seal and I come out and I meet you guys. That's it.
I have a
And
question.
yep.
So like, I'm just giving an example. Like the clothes that you wear. What if you look at it and you're like, I like to wear certain clothes and you wear it because when I got Dhamma and then I try to gear away from what I like, not what I want, what I like. And then I try to be a simpler one. And when I wear a dress, I look at myself and I say, I don't like that dress, but I'm a Dharma person. I shouldn't pay attention to it. And then I walk away from that dress. And every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't like it. So, and then I wear the dress that I like, I'm happy. So just wear the dress. Is that how Dharma teach?
With regard to the dress, you're taking dress to cover up your private parts and to get rid of the dust and the sun and the heat and water and all of that. So what dress which is comfortable for you to wear and that you're going to wear. It's not dependent on whether I like something or I don't like something. That is still sensual, right? Because it has a pose of sensuality. It's not about you shouldn't choose it properly. You should choose it in terms of the comfort feel, not in terms of I need to have this or I shouldn't have that. It's about comfort. So making oneself comfortable, considering that we need to have the dress, we need to wear the dress. You cannot come out without dressing. So you need to have the minimal amount of things that needs to be done. Like, you need to comb your hair. As simple as that. Now you can't say that, oh, now I've come into Dhamma, so I'll not comb my hair. No. I've come into Dhamma, so I'll not brush my teeth. No. Right? So that, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Hari, go ahead.
I'm just thinking with regard to the dress. I feel like with Dhamma, right? Gradually, you're not going to look at clothes as, oh, this is so fancy, this is so pretty. Over time, the craving will drop off. But I don't think you should go into suppression to always choose the ugliest clothes that you can find and just, oh, this is nice. So you shouldn't go into suppression. But yes, you shouldn't encourage the act of going to the shop and look at so many clothes and picking them up. And over time, you just start to see clothes more like a normal thing. But you shouldn't go into suppression either, because then it creates the obstacle.
Right.
Okay, so there's another thing, Tina, to that is that neither I should appreciate the look, nor I should criticize the look. You got the point. It's only comfort. So that doesn't mean that you cannot choose the dress. You can choose the dress. But I shouldn't look from the aesthetic point of view or trying to look myself pretty. That prettiness or ugliness shouldn't be there, right? That's the only thing. So that doesn't mean that
it probably comes later.
Yes, and slowly, like what Ari was saying, slowly the craving for dressing will go away, because you are looking only at comfort factor, not of anything. Like, like you're wearing something where you don't have a sleeve, and that doesn't mean that you're breaking the norm or anything like that. Nothing like that. Okay.
Yeah, because right now I'm still very aware. Oh, I don't look nice. Oh my God, people are gonna say I'm ugly. Oh, this and this, and hopefully one day I drop it.
No, 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 no. It's not about you looking ugly or you looking pretty in somebody's eyes. It's about you feeling comfortable of yourself. You've been gifted with the body. You are not the body. You've been gifted with the body, or you are taking the burden called as body. Let's put it that way. So since you have this burden, you have to feed it, you have to take care of it, and clothing is also part of taking care of it. Right? So if you are comfortable with this cloth, what you're having, it doesn't matter whether somebody is comfortable or not, because you are looking at your comfort. If you are not comfortable with that, you shouldn't be wearing it, basically. Right? I shouldn't be forcing something on myself if it doesn't bring in comfort. What do you mean by comfort? Comfort means it shouldn't be too tight or too restrictive, at the same time too loose, where I don't know what all can go inside. So it shouldn't be too tight and too loose. Other than that, it's fair. It doesn't matter whether I have a black color dress or I have an yellow color or I have a blue color or green color. It doesn't really matter. What matters is, am I comfortable? When I wear the dress, am I feeling, aha, this dress is not too hot, it's not too cold, it's not making me feel chilled, it's not feeling me feel very wet out of sweat. And that's it. Like you go to the yoga, what do? You will wear comfortable dress, right? You're not going to wear either too skimpy or not too tight and all that, right? So you'll wear something which makes you stretch your body. Something similar you're going to do it when you're outside also. How does it really matter?
Got it. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's then end for today.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. So Ariu, I think you got an answer to your question.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, very good.
Yeah.
And Tina, hope you are now.
Are you?
Yeah, Ariu, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be.
Yeah, are you streaming on YouTube on this one? Or?
Yes, it is already been streamed on YouTube.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, sorry, Tina.
Yeah, Tina, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying I'm not gonna. Okay, I stopped being a sloth because I got the wrong view.
Yes.
I got the wrong view.
So don't get into sloth. Including me, I need to do what I'm supposed to do. Even if I get into arhat, I'm going to exactly be doing the same, but not having any mental pain at all.
Got it.
But physically, I'll be doing all that what needs to be done.
But no mental pain.
No mental pain. So now what happens? It's an advantage is that there is no dvesha, there's no anger, and there is no raga, there's no desire. So this desire comes when I want to do something. Either I need to suppress it or I need to do something about it. Now what I've done is that I removed the desire. So there is viraga, and hence no suffering. Why? Because
for me,
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, Ariu, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying for me, my wife would tell me to do this and that. She said, let's go to this mall and buy all the things. In my mind, for sure, there's no value in doing that. But if I say, hey, I don't want to do that, then it's creating suffering for myself.
Exactly.
In fact, why should I bother about going or not going? I'm just in the mall, I'm walking, I'm watching my breath. I can be in jhana or if I'm practicing. So I don't have to get disturbed by that.
Exactly.
I shouldn't judge her today. You don't require that many clothes or whatever.
Right. So if they want you to buy something, you buy. Right? Don't say no. Or don't say that, look, I'm in Dhamma, I shouldn't be buying. Dhamma never says that you should be doing this or you should be doing that. You should use our presence of mind. The presence of mind is don't get into raga, where I keep on desiring, I need this, I need that, others, all that. Or I get into dvesha, where I feel angered out, or getting into this irritation or agitation or whatever it is, because things are not happening. If I go to the mall and with my wife and kid, and they are doing something, they are also being in the samsara. They are suffering or they are in pain. They have to do all of these things. I keep on watching their pain, trying to see how to elevate their pain in a much better way. So if I am able to give them a lending hand, very good. Why not? But that doesn't mean that I have to indulge in that. There's no indulging, but there is a lot of love and compassion towards that person. So in that way, there's no agitation at all in my mind. It's so nice. So if they buy, you know for sure this is required for your home and you're buying it. It's not your home. It's just a home. You're furnishing a home, not your home. There's no you in the home, right? So you're furnishing. Why? Because you're a lay follower, so you're furnishing. Because you're staying with your wife and husband and all that, kids and all that. And hence, you're helping them. If you were to be moving to the monastic life, then all of these things is not required. And anyway, you're not going to carry it. So the choice has to be made between lay follower or a monastic. Now the question comes, will I get into the highest as a lay? Yes, you can. And the Chitta Sutta, which I had sent some time ago, that guy is a lay follower. He has a wife, he has kids, he has everyone. And he's understood Dhamma where even the bhikkhus go and ask him. And he's been practicing. So it doesn't matter.
I think a wrong conception a lot of people have is that when you practice Dhamma, you stop caring about many things. You don't care about what people think of you and whatever. So you just do whatever you want to do. So you start wearing like ragged clothes and look ugly, or don't comb your hair. And I think that will become a misconception, because then you're creating pain for other people's eyes to just look at you, and that's not the right thing to do.
See, what he says
You
is
need
that
to follow the norm.
yes, what he says is that don't bring distress to yourself or to others, right? And don't bring pain to yourself and others. Do what is going to be good for you and others. So the Dveda Vitakka Sutta, which we had done some time ago, you can see that two thoughts. One thought which is not good, another thought which is very good. He says that, is it bringing good to me or to good to others? If it is not going to bring good to me or to others, why should I ever do it? No point, right? If it is bringing good to me and to others, then I should do it.
Tina.
Okay.
Yeah, Tina.
Just one, I know Vila needs to get off, but
Yeah, go ahead.
when you say, okay, if it's not good, it's good. Not good to other, like in case of Ariu now. This is last week conversation. He doesn't want intimacy with the wife, but that's good to him, but not good to the wife. So should him, a Dharma person, go forward and do that?
Now here is,
I'm beginning to feel like I don't want intimacy with my husband, because that's what I'm training myself. But then that's going to create suffering for him.
right. Now
Should
this
I be,
Yes, so this one, Buddha addresses it in a different way. He says, look at what it brings to you. Okay. It's like this. The intimacy what we are talking about is so limited, right? It doesn't have that sense doesn't give you a lasting happiness. But in that sense, you can't cut it out immediately saying that, look, I am a Dhamma person and then all that. And then you need to get out of your home itself, because now you have to make a decision. So what Buddha recommends for a lay person is that make the other person understand through a series of explanation that ultimately you will not get what you want at all. As we grow, as we age in life, that interest dips down, that conditions dips down, and to an extent that the body which was so good looking at that time is no longer good looking now, right? So are you sure that you can maintain that body in that way? The answer is no. And then why don't we use this energy elsewhere? I'll teach you the jhana, which will be more fulfilling than this one. He says, bring it that way rather than disconnecting yourself, unless you want to get into the monastic life, right? So if my wife loves intimacy, knowing very well it's a job to be done, you do that job with the compassion, with loving, because she's suffering, or actually she's in
Right.
pain. By not getting it, she's in pain. I'm putting a person in pain
Right.
in the first place, which I don't have a right to do. In the first place, I don't have a right. But while I do that, I take an extra step of explaining different aspect of it to make her aware that this activity is so limited, it's so minuscule, that you have to do so many things to get this done. But there is something which is far beyond this, which can give you more, what we can say, pleasure than this pleasure. So when compared to this pleasure is much higher. So why don't I help you in learning? And she says, no, I'm not interested. Okay, give her more time, give her more time. And eventually she will pick it up, right?
And
Yes.
just a clarification, for my case, I never strictly reject it. I never say I wouldn't do it. I actually say I'm willing to cooperate in however way. But that's not what she wants. She wants the passion in doing that. And that, I explain, will not be possible for me. And that creates pain for her, but that's the condition, which I myself do not have control over. I cannot suddenly become passionate about it, but
Yes.
I'm willing to do it.
Yes. So now the question comes on passion. As we grow in Dhamma, the passion keeps on dipping off to the extent that there's no passion, right?
Mhm.
Now the other partner will feel that, oh, you lost interest in me. And that's a fact. Honestly, that's a fact. I have not lost interest
My
in that.
husband said that. Yeah. My husband saying, "Oh, you running away from me," and I'm like, "No, I'm not."
So
He's
now,
beginning to say that.
no, that's correct. So
Yeah.
I got it. I understand. So now I love my wife, but that loving has two portions to it. One portion is the mental portion, another portion is physical portion. Two portions. When it comes to physical intimacy, she expects the same passion as it was when we married, right? And she feels that I should be giving that food to her, right? As we get into Dhamma, that drops down considerably. To an extent, there is no passion at all. Okay. Now, how do I deal with this situation? The only two approaches that can be followed in this situation is to prepare her to understand what's the reality is. What's the reality? The reality is separation is the only reality as death. No matter what we do, we cannot escape death. Then she says, we're not going to die tomorrow. Then I have to say that, are you sure that you will be leaving tomorrow also? Do you have any proof that tomorrow you will be waking up? Or anybody can conclusively say, confidently say, I'm waking up tomorrow. Nobody can say. It's just a guess. It's just an hope that I will open up my eyes tomorrow. I go to sleep today, wake up tomorrow morning. There's no guarantee. So that means what I do from morning till evening is only reality, and in the night. So there should be something we should do so that we don't get into a problem. What's the problem? We don't know where we are going to land. I don't believe in next life and all that. Do you believe in this life? Yes. Do you believe in night? Yes. Do you believe that you will be existing throughout the night? And there's no answer. Because when somebody goes to sleep, that person is dead. He can be in whichever corner of the world. It doesn't matter. He doesn't even know he's in America or in India or in Indonesia or in Vietnam or in Finland or this land or that land. There's no recognition of where am I itself. So in that minuscule, how much is this passion? So less. And my wife would say, so what does that mean? What it means is that in this little life, let's love in such a way that it deepens our heart-to-heart connection rather than just the physical and the passionate connection, which doesn't give anything. And she might not agree. So slowly I need to educate her to see the reality. The reality is when you go to sleep, you're dead. Over. You don't have a wife, you don't have a son, you don't have a husband, you don't have anyone, you don't have house, you don't have car, you don't have bank balance, you don't have anything. Really, you don't have anything. But if you have all of that, you cannot sleep. The fun part is if you start thinking on that, you cannot sleep. Then you have to take a sleeping pill to sleep. Right? So when I say I'm sleeping beautifully, it means there is no family, there is no job, there is nothing. If I'm not sleeping, it means that I have all of this. It's a reality. So if my wife is able to sleep, I am able to sleep, it means we don't have family. At that time, when we are sleeping, yes, we are dead. When we wake up, or rather, if we wake up, then the whole world comes back. Now I start recognizing she's my wife, she recognizes I am her husband, and then all of that. So in this way, I can educate my wife to understand the Dhamma, and her passion also starts to go down. And that's one possibility. And second possibility, she doesn't get it. Now I have a hard choice to make. Meaning I don't know if do a physical separation because now I can't deal with it because she's not able to understand. She feels I need to be doing this and doing that and doing. So I have to divorce. Or I have to divorce Dhamma. There are only two approaches now. Either divorce the wife or divorce the Dhamma. Which was safer? Divorcing his wife is safer or divorcing Dhamma is safer? So if I am really scared about my next life, where it's going to land, I don't mind divorcing the wife. But if I am okay to take a next life and do the same thing again, then divorcing Dhamma is the right thing to do. But then Buddha also says there is a very limited chance that on Dhamma you have to kick off. That's not, it will take care of by itself if you were to properly explain the Dhamma. Sometimes we explain Dhamma in a very wrong way, and that creates more disturbance in the other person's mind, that you are going away from them. You have to show that you are becoming very close to them because now you don't have any expectation on them. So they can confide anything and everything what's happening in their life. In that way, you become extremely approachable, extremely compassionate, extremely loving. filled with kindness. In that kindness, they forget all about it. And then they lose that they're ever wife or husband, and they start seeing you like somebody who can guide them in their life. And their passion also starts to dip. And hence they become Dhamma friends instead of husband and wife. And
I saw my wife reading a book last night on the 5 languages of love or something. I think it talked about the distinction between in love, which is the passion that kind of lasts only for 2 years, with I forgot the term, but basically be a real in love, slightly different than just the hormonal love. So I think it's a gradual growth for both of the person as well.
yep,
I can see my wife start to contemplate in that way.
good for her. So she will come out of it. So it's all about, see, I'll tell you what, insecurity is there in our life. The moment we show that we are going away creates even more insecurity than the real insecurity, right? So it's very forthcoming that I'm going away from you, and this is what it is my life and all that, and that creates mess. So we need to bring in the patience and forbearance on ourselves first, and then teach the partner about life, how to see life. And when they see the change in us, they themselves not change in the sense that I'm not going to be intimate with you, I don't want to do this, blah blah, all that. It's about genuinity of things. So when I'm genuine, that other partner will understand that what a change that has happened in this person. And believe me that when you really show love, not the physical or the emotional and all that, really show love, that person becomes so addicted to that, he or she doesn't like this intimate physical relationship. Because now she has or he has found out that there's better thing than this. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't indulge in that. That is once in a while. It's okay. But that craving that I need to have it, I need to have it, I need to have it, that goes. And that makes two people become one. There's no separation. And that's the beauty of love, where you feel that you are full. There's no part. Because when I see the wife, that is one part and another part. So we both are two parts, not one. But when I see my wife really now, she's me and I'm her. So there is no separation. So, and now what's the need for a physical intimacy? Because there's nothing to be gained from her, nor she has to gain, nor she has to lose anything. We both are gaining as one, two bodies and one frame of mind. And that's it. So the satisfaction is so much that you don't feel that loss. You don't feel like, oh, I lost my wife or I lost my husband. There's no losing because there's no gaining either. Because you are one. You're one single. And hence the loneliness is gone. So why people want physical relationship or an intimacy is that they don't want to feel lonely in life. As we age, we start to feel lonely. But when we become one, as husband and wife, the husband and wife goes away and turns itself into a one single relationship without other. There's nothing like she and he being there. That's the beauty. That's the love. Because now it is self-love. It's just nobody there. It's just you. And the beauty of that is you get the Brahma Vihara, you get kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, equanimity, all happening. And you feel so much for your wife as another being, and she would feel so much for you, because now we both can work out on Dhamma in such a way that we don't have to come back to this womb existence again. So this becomes a monastery. The same setup. The bed remains the same. The table remains the same. Everything remains the same. But the mind, complete transformation, transcending from a normal to a supernormal human being, where you can see the reality. And that's the beauty of the Dhamma. Not about saying that, look, I am started to follow Dhamma, so I will not have intimacy and all that. It looks stupidity. Because scaring that person is not going to get anything out of it, except that I'm scaring him or her out. Or rather, he gets freaked out or she gets freaked out. Instead, that if I'm able to give that love, real love, not physical love, real love, that person forgets all about it. Because that love is so great that nothing in this world can buy it. No articles can get that love. No diamond rings or this one or that one or house or air conditioning, car or whatever, $1 million, this, that, nothing. It's pure. And that person feels in his heart or her heart. And that erases the passion. Because we are seeking for that love. Not for anything else. We are only seeking that. Once you get it, you feel, wow, this is great.
Nice explanation. Yeah.
We gotta let him go. It's late for him.
No, that's okay. And I can deal with it. It's not an issue.
Okay.
Anyway, I had my dinner long time ago, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should.
Thank you.
We're wrapping up there.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I
Okay,
have to
then
listen
bye-bye.
to this again. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I made a recording and it's on YouTube
Yeah.
anyway.
Yes.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.